Hello. It's been a while. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Am I even working? Check. Yep. Okay. Gotta make sure everything's going through. Tsukihime! We are back at it again with Tsukihime. Totally didn't forget to get this up. I awake suddenly. A dark night, an empty house. The familiar scent of straw mats and paper screens hangs in the air. The sky is set neatly atop the trees like puzzle pieces. Old shadows cling to the corners of the room I lay. In this deathly quiet, I recall the past. My dreams were filled with what-ifs, things I like. What if the sky had been cloudy? What if the sky had been cloudy? What if I had noticed just a little sooner? What if he hadn't fallen ill? Well, I know how this story ends. What if I had never been born? What if you hadn't woken up here? The night drowns further and further into the black. I grow more and more certain that the house is empty. What a start. My breath forms white clouds in the freezing air. The chill of the garden pricks at my fingertips. Icy stairs, deepening darkness, a cold distant light shining down on the world from on high. The mansion's garden opens wide and ends with darkness surrounding everything. The woods loom in front of me, deep and black, like an enormous curtain, as though preparing to rise on some grand stage. I just spilled the tea all over me. From far ahead, behind the dark curtain, comes the sound of a distant commotion. Deeper in the forest, everyone seems to be having fun. It's pitch black. The forest is thick enough that the distant light no longer shines from above. There are noises all around me. There are things all around me. In the dark, it's impossible to tell what they are. It's so dark, I can't even remember if anyone passed me on the way. At last, I pass through the veil of trees. Everyone is waiting together in the clearing. Everyone's all jumbled up. Everyone's all over the place. The ground is soaked with red. I don't understand. A stranger approaches me from across the ceiling. There's a weapon in their hand. They're coming to cut me into pieces just like everybody else. I don't understand. I stare at the stranger vacantly. Helpless, all I can do is wait for the end. But at that last moment, someone leaps in front of me. And gets cut into pieces in my place. I'm just a child. I don't really understand. Wow. Okay. This is a huge tonal difference. She's all around me in pieces. A person called Mother. They were calling my name too, but they're quiet now. And we're still starting with the childhood. I don't understand what's going on. All I know is that it's cold. Tears well up in my eyes. Her mother just died for her. I can't stand the black of the woods. A canopy draped over the cosmos. A porcelain face unveiling the night. Falling stars, mysterious and serene. But I can't tear my eyes away from the boundless blue cloak of night. How strange. Why didn't I notice before? I can't see anything. The world begins to fade. But that cold light still shines in the darkness. I didn't even notice just how beautiful the moon is tonight. The fuck kind of opening was that? But it sure as hell got my attention. Yes, violence and scenes of disturbing nature. We open with blood. Oh, I need to press the A. Videos using this game is forbidden without consent. What is it? Yes? Yes? I awake to find myself in a hospital bed. There are curtains that gently sway. A chilly breeze enters through an open window. I instinctively squint at the harsh color of the room. Where am I? What day is it? What happened to me? I can't seem to think straight. I try to push myself up, but a sharp pain courses through my body. My breath catches in my throat. I start gasping for air like a fish. Is this what they mean by seeing stars? The moment I place my hand against the hard bed, pain erupts from inside out again. Still lying down, I take a deep breath and look over my body. Both my hands are covered in bandages. My left leg's also set in a plaster cast. I feel a tightness around my head, so it must be wrapped up too. A large, thick adhesive strip is stuck to my chest, like it's hiding something bad. My left arm has a tube poked into it. Some part of me understands that it's an IV. I guess I must have seen all this while I was drifting in and out of sleep. Yes, I'm drinking in and out of sleep. Woo! English language has not gotten better. The other room, dimly lit and reeking of medicine and chemicals. The array of tubes poking out from under the bandages of my chest. The scary man in the suit who came to see me. My little sister getting scolded by the man she came to visit. And the doctor as giddy as a child. I remember all of it like it was a dream. Wait, are you awake? I hear the voice of an unfamiliar woman. I don't have the strength to answer her. She then bursts out of the room, frantically calling for the doctor. Pitter-patter, go her steps. She really shouldn't be running in a hospital, even if it is to get me help. Unable to lift my body, I turn my head and look up at the window. I feel a sharp pain in each of my eyes, as if a jagged knife were poking and prodding around my brain. The sky outside is so blue it looks unreal. I find my eyes flinching not from the white, hot glare of the sun, but from the spotless stretch of blue. Days pass. Since waking up, I still haven't been able to move from my bed. My only view of the outside world is the same faraway sky as before. Gently the curtains flap. A dry wind touches my cheek. The stainless swath of blue leaves my eyes, feeling woozy. Where am I? What day is it? Why am I in a hospital? Gradually the answers come to me. Except for one. I keep looking out the window. A thought just came out of reach. Something important, a tearful promise. I can't remember. Hello, Mr. Shiki Tono. You seem to be recovering quite well. Words from a man I've only just met. He offers me a handshake. With his gentle smile and soft-spoken voice, he seems like a kind man. Though I get the feeling he's someone who could wipe the smile off his face at the flip of a switch. The clean white coat he wears fills him perfectly. Mr. Tono, do you understand what I'm saying? No. What am I doing in the hospital? I suppose you wouldn't remember. You were hit by a car while crossing the street. A piece of glass was lodged in your chest. It's a miracle you're even alive. The man draped in white smiles as he utters something a doctor probably shouldn't say. It's a miracle that you're alive. The queasy feeling I was holding back threatens to spill out after I hear those words. I'm tired. Can I sleep some more? Yes, of course. Get some rest and try not to overexert yourself. The doctor continues smiling. Honestly, it makes me feel uneasy. Doctor, can I ask something first? Of course, Mr. Tono. What is it? How come your body has all those scribbles? The room's full of cracks too. It looks like it could fall apart any minute. For a brief second, the smile vanished from the doctor's face. Then he rises out of his seat. A smile reapplied. His shoes clack against the floor as he disappears behind the curtain. As suspected, there may be some issues with the cerebral faculties. Call Dr. Ashiya, in neurosurgery, for a consult. Oh, and the boy may have damaged his optical nerves. Schedule an eye exam for the afternoon. The doctor whispers to his nurse, his voice cold and harsh, starkly different from before. Be nice to the nurses! It's weird. They all have scribbles on them, too. Frenzied lines cling to every surface of the hospital. I don't know why, but just seeing them is enough to make me feel sick. I wonder what these are. There are even scribbles on my bed. I touch one of them with my finger. Shwip. The finger slides in. If I had something thinner, I bet it could go even further. I grab a plastic knife off a nearby tray and trace one of the scribbles with it. With no effort at all, the knife sinks down into the handle. Enjoying myself, I glide the knife along the lines in the bed. Crash! With a heavy sound, the bed falls neatly into 2 pieces. I turn to the voice behind me. The shriek belongs to a nurse standing at the door, her face stiff with shock. The boy just cut a bed with a plastic knife. Mr. Tono, do you want to tell me how you broke the bed? That's what I want to know. I notice the doctor hasn't asked me why it broke, but how. I cut up the bed by following the lines. How come the hospital's full of these cracks anyway? Mr. Tono, please, there are no lines. I promise we won't be mad. Now can you tell us how you broke the bed? I told you already. I just followed the lines. I see. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. The doctor lets out a sigh. He stops smiling as soon as I mention the scribbles. I guess his switch is broken. The hospital's full of broken things. In the end, no one believed me. No matter what it is, I can cut it cleanly by slicing the lines with a knife. I don't even need to put any muscle into it. It's easy, like cutting paper with a pair of scissors. The bed, the chair, the desk, the walls, and even the floor, none of them are any different. And I've never tried it. But I'm positive it would be the same for people too. No one else can see the scribbles. Only I can. I think it's because everything is falling apart. And these are the seams holding them together. Just like my chest still hasn't fully healed after the operation. So they've stitched me up where it would otherwise fall apart. That's gotta be it. I mean, how else could a kid like me cut up a whole wall? The nurse screams again. Seeing the holes in the wall, she glares in my direction. Her shriek goes on and on. Luckily, something is up with my ears, so it doesn't sound all that loud to me. The drawn-out noise fills me with dread, like the sound of a burning cicada. Everything is in tatters. The idea of opening my eyes, of living at all, is enough to make me want to disappear. All this time, I never knew. About the stitches holding the world together, and how easily they can break. No one else sees them. That's why they can go on living just fine. That's why they don't know. They don't know about the cracks all around us. They don't know how damaged their lives are. But they see it all. It chills me to the bone, holding me in place. Since it happened, everything sounds muffled, like my ears have been stuffed. Only the gash in my chest screams like a siren. But what happened, and when? No matter how hard I try, I can't remember, and scratching my head over it doesn't help either. My brain must have gotten rid of that information to make space for something more important. But the questions still leak out the water from a tap. You got something going on that you need to explain? Real fast? Oh, I think I get it. The pieces all fit. That's why there's no mirror in here. If there was, the first thing I would do is... If you're gonna bleep it out, it's only one word. But I feel like it's going to say break it. I'd be laughing while I lay there shattered. Which means they're not the ones in danger of breaking. It's me who's broken. Now it all makes sense. Why 2 weeks have passed and no one believes me? Why 2 weeks have passed and no one's come to see me? Why 2 weeks have passed and I'm the only one living in this stitched together world? I don't want to be in this hospital anymore. I don't want to be surrounded by these scribbles. I have to get somewhere far away where there won't be any people around. I'm not the weird one. It's this place that's weird, is what I tell myself as I make a run for it. But the wound in my chest stops me from getting too far. And by the time I realize it, I've ended up in the field next to the hospital. I didn't get very far at all. My chest is burning. I squat to the ground miserably, battling a bout of coughs. I can't stay here, but I can't go anywhere else either. There's nowhere to go for someone who can see all of the stitching. Another wave of coughs hit me. No one's around. A sea of grass at the end of the summer. It would be the worst place to disappear. The thought is suddenly interrupted. Hey, you'll get hurt if you stay there. The voice of a woman cuts through to my ears, clear as crystal. Huh? Don't me. A squirt like you shouldn't be curled up in such a tall grass. You almost got punted across the field. I thought we were done with you! What the fuck? Now I get why she told me this is the sequel. The woman scolds away, her finger pointing at me grumpily, and that is a literal kid. I feel anger creep up inside me. I'm not that small. I'm only the fourth shortest in my class. And you're gonna kick me, huh? Isn't that obvious? You and I are the only ones here. Who else could it be but me? The woman sure looks proud of herself, crossing her arms like that. Well, maybe it's fate that we found each other here. The name's Aoko Aozaki. What's yours? Fuck. I wasn't ready for round 2 of just break everything. We're doing this. We are really doing Aoko all over again. She speaks so casually, like one friend to another, and offers out her hand. That is not the Aoko we know and love. Aoko would be like, excuse me real quick, just beat! Seeing no reason to refuse, I introduce myself as Shiki Tono and accept her offered hand like I'm being pulled in magnetically. Talking to her is fun. She doesn't shoot down anything I say just because I'm a kid. As people should. As people should. And she treats me like a person, listening to my every word. I tell her all about myself. I tell her about home, about my long family lineage, about my dad, how my dad is tough on etiquette and stern all the time. How I have a little sister, Akiha, who's really quiet and follows me everywhere. Did she follow you into traffic? That should be something you ask yourself. I always play with Akiha and our friends in the garden, which is as big as a forest since we have a huge mansion. Does everyone in this universe just own mansions that are just way too big for something they need? How the attic is our secret spot. How I'm bad at word games. How everyone says I'm going to grow taller. How I used to like the smell of hospitals, but now I don't. How I love the sky when it's clear and blue, but looking at it makes me want to cry. How I'm glad to be alive. How I don't even hate the doctor with a pretend smile. I surprise myself. I keep yapping away feverishly. Oh, look at the time. Sorry, Shiki. I have some stuff I need to take care of. Let's stop here. The woman starts to leave. The thought of being alone again fills me with sadness. See you tomorrow. I'll be waiting here for you. Now be a good boy and go back to the hospital and listen to what the doctors say, alright? She says it so naturally, as if the idea that we weren't going to meet again tomorrow hadn't even crossed my mind, and leaves. See you tomorrow. We'll get to talk again tomorrow, just like we did today. I'm so happy It's the first time I felt something so strongly since waking up from the accident. This is not Aoko, so either she grew the fuck up, or this is a different Aoko Awazaki. I'm growing with the former. Going to the grassy field in the afternoon has become a regular thing. The lady would get angry whenever I called her Aoko. She seems to hate her own name. Unsure what to call her at first, I eventually settled on Master. Master always listens to whatever I have to say and solves each and every one of my problems. Since the accident, I hated talking to people, but thanks to her, I am slowly becoming my own self again. Being here on the grassy field is the only time my worries slip away, and I feel like the old me. I don't know who she really is, but I get the sense she could actually be a real teacher at some school. Not that it's any of my business. Being around her is fun. That's all that matters. Hey, Master, look what I can do. I want to surprise her. I pull out a knife I took from the hospital and I cut the tree standing in the field. Tracing the lines, I slice from the center of the tree to the bark. Cool, don't you think? I can see these scribbles everywhere, and as long as I follow them, I can cut anything like butter. No one else can do this, right? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, you just showed Aoko something that's like magic. Oh boy. She's speechless. I get into a groove and decide to sink my knife into a horizontal line across the base of the tree. Shiki! She rushes towards me and I feel the palm of her hand slap my cheek. Master, you need to stop. What you just did was incredibly thoughtless. She stares at me seriously. It's an unforgiving look, the determined gaze of someone about to punish an evildoer. How could I be so stupid? I was having so much fun. I completely forgot. These scribbles shouldn't exist, which means someone like me, who can see them, shouldn't exist either. A feeling of regret seeps into my chest like blood. I wish I could crawl up into a ball and die. That tree was the last reminder that this field was once a forest. And desperate to show off, I went and destroyed it. For no real reason at all. I'm sorry. I feel tears trickle down my face. I know boys shouldn't cry, but I can't help it. Nah, bitch, cry! You're allowed to cry. Grown-ass men cry. Shiki? I hear my name called softly. Suddenly, even with the knife still in my hand, she hugs me tight. You don't need to apologize. You did do something wrong worth getting angry over, but it doesn't mean you're the only one to do something bad. It doesn't. No, but listen, Shiki. If someone doesn't set you straight now, it'll lead to mistakes that can't be undone. So I have to give it to you straight, like you were just any other person. What you did was something I couldn't help but react to violently. If I had misjudged my strength, I could have killed you. Her words truly frightened me. Killing him was definitely something you could have done. Yeah, Miss breaks everything. It's true that I'm afraid of her killing me, that I had pushed her into almost doing so. The thought of it makes my heart sink. So don't cry, Shiki, and don't worry about apologizing. I won't either. Instead, I want you to understand the severity of what you've done. even if it means you hate me for it. I don't hate you. Really? That's a relief. It looks like it was fate that I met you here. And just like that, as if to melt away my feelings of regret, she quietly asks me about the scribbles I keep seeing. When I start telling her about the lines, I feel her hug me tighter. Shiki, what you're seeing is very real, even if they weren't meant to be seen, even if people refuse to believe they exist. Yeah, it was fate that you two met each other, because now you got to explain to him what the fuck he's seeing, because I have no clue! The lines you're seeing aren't an illusion. They're a reality it's all your own. So, that's it. I really am weird. Don't worry, so is Aoko. In more ways than one. Yes, Shiki, you are. I won't deny that. I fight back the tears. Nah, bitch, embrace weirdness. Are you kidding me? Be the problem. Say the thing. Embrace your insanity. It's the only fun thing we got. What she said stings 1,000 times more than when the doctor doubted me. But it's not like I didn't see this coming. From the very start, from the moment I woke up, I've known the truth. I shouldn't even be alive. It's a miracle you're alive. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You have a strange condition, but it's far from unexplainable. People can face anything if they understand the reason behind it. At least, I've come to believe so. Then I'd still love an explanation about why Shizuki saw you when supposedly there was a barrier preventing him from. I'd still love an explanation, because I do not believe Alice just fucked up. Even an absolute fool will find a way to triumph if they've got the courage and wisdom to back it up. That's what makes us human. My first lesson, she calls it with a hint of embarrassment. Having a strange condition isn't a problem itself. Not at all. You're talking to a witch. The problem is how I choose to deal with it. Then, can you explain these scribbles? Sure. So, everything has parts that break more easily. The fact that we'll all break down someday makes us imperfect beings. Your eyes see where things come to an end. I guess you could say that you see the future. I see the future? That's right. For now, that's all you need to know. You'll learn more when the time comes. If you end up crossing that bridge, that is. I'm not sure I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's probably better that way. There's only one thing you need to understand. You shouldn't try to cut those lines on a whim again. If you do, you'll lose sight of just how precious life is.
Why do I feel like Shizuki is dead? Why the fuck do I feel like Shizuki is dead?
Fucking Sojiro died. Oh yeah, he's supposed to die. She only pushed his death a little further on. Fuck, she grew up. Fuck, she grew up. Okay, I won't. My chest kinda hurts too. I'm sorry, I promise. I won't ever do something like that again. Good. Be sure to remember that feeling, Shiki. If you do, I know you'll be able to live a happy life. She uncoils her arms, freeing me from her embrace. The sensation, cold and yet warm, fades away. But seeing them puts me on edge. Things fall to pieces when I cut them, you know? It's like everything around me could come crashing down at any second. Let me worry about that. After all, it seems to be what led me to you.
Because you broke everything!
You broke fucking everything, I'm calling it. She heaves a long sigh with us and then smiles at me. Shiki, I'll have a special present for you tomorrow. I'm going to return you to your normal life. The next day, on the 7th day since I first met Master, she comes to the field hauling a huge trunk in one hand. Alright, put these on, and you won't have to worry about those weird lines anymore. She hands me an ordinary pair of glasses. Then what's with the trunk? Oh wait, it's probably just like a suitcase. It's probably like one of those little office briefcases, you know, that office workers carry. But I can see perfectly fine. Just try them on. They're non-prescription. No, they're prescription just for his condition. Just what the doctor ordered. Dr. Aozaki in the house with a special pair of glasses to remove the lines. I do as she says and put them on. And the moment I do, the lines disappear. Wow, these are amazing, Master. These scribbles are all gone. Damn right they are. I had to go swipe my sister's hair to make them. But these Mystic Eye killers are bona fide, one-of-a-kind Aoko Aozaki creation. You'd better take good care of them, Shiki.
Bitch is talking to her bitch of a sister. I thought you two wanted to kill each other. Last time I checked, you threatened to turn her into a toad.
I will. I promise. But wow, you really are awesome. You made all these horrible lines vanish like magic. I should hope so. I am a magician. A smug grin stretches across her face as she drops the trunk to the ground. There's just one thing, Shiki. Those lines haven't vanished. They're only hidden. If you take those glasses off, you will see them again.
He's going to take the glasses off.
You mean they're still there? Exactly. There's no way to fix your condition. The best you can do is find a way to live with it. No way. I don't want these scary eyes. They're just gonna make me break my promise to you. The one about never cutting the lines again. Silly, you can break that promise whenever you feel like it. Really? But didn't you say cutting the lines is bad? You're right, it is. But those eyes of yours carry a special power that belongs to you and no one else. It's up to you how you choose to use them. No one can blame you for having that power. The only question is what you want to do with it, Shiki. What I want to do. She stares into my eyes as if trying to peer inside. That's how it is. Yep. As I thought, you have a fine look in your eyes. To tell you the truth, when I first ran into you, I wondered what kind of mess I'd gotten myself into. You look like someone who had lost so much already. But I guess I had nothing to worry about. Those aren't the eyes of someone willing to take the things lying down. So go, reclaim the life you lost. Even with a whole lifetime, I could never find the words to describe the light I felt in my chest or the rush of joy that came with it. You belong here. She reaffirmed my reason for being more forcefully than anyone. Shiki, you have one of the most unique abilities even among all the strange and wondrous things out there. but the fact that you haven't means there must be a reason for it. God doesn't grant power to anyone for no reason. It might be that you have eyes of death perception because you'll need them someday, though that sure is a cruel fate. But that's why you mustn't forget who you are, a boy with an honest heart. As long as that's true, your eyes will never lead you astray. I'm not asking you to be a saint, just do what you think is right. If you can learn from any mistakes you make, you'll grow into a fine man, maybe 10 years or so down the line.
Who are you, and what have you done with Awazaki? This is not the Awazaki we know and love. Last dude, you were just like, oh, he realized I'm a witch. I gotta go and just commit murder one. Now you're over here like, well, he is a child. I have no idea how old this girl is. I have no idea what the age difference. I'm assuming this is like right after the time period where she took the power, and it's like, okay, she took from right here, and now we're like right here. But I have no idea what the fuck. Please, somebody explain the timeline. She stands and reaches out for the trunk. Oh, I will say you shouldn't take those glasses off except in extraordinary circumstances. Special powers have a tendency to attract other special powers. And boys who, for some reason, have no idea what's going on. And here's one more piece of advice from me. If you're going to break the rules, think long and hard about the best time to do it. Truth! I'll go over here like, I'm just going to break every rule possible. Truth! Think about the best time to do it. You got to do it at the right moment, because otherwise you just breaking rules for no gain. I pray you never have to, but should you ever need to take those glasses, think clearly before you use your power. The power you have isn't bad. Whether you use it for good or for evil is your choice to make. She picks up the trunk, and without her even saying a word, I know. It's time for us to say our goodbyes. That's impossible. Master, I can't use this power for good. You absolutely can. The choice is yours. I was so afraid of it until I met you. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't even be myself anymore. I can't do it. Even if I have these glasses, there's no way. Not without you around. Shiki, you shouldn't say things you don't believe. A lie that you can't even fool yourself with will only end up upsetting the one who hears it. Master's displeasure is readily apparent in her expression. She then flicks my forehead. You already know it, don't you? You'll be fine. So don't say something stupid like that and throw away everything you've just reclaimed for yourself. This is farewell then. Bye, Shiki. Everyone's got their own share of problems to overcome in life. But you have the strength to do something about it, so pull yourself together. She's really leaving. I'm sad, but as her friend, I want to see her off right. Goodbye, Master. Great. That's the spirit. Just keep that up and you won't have a thing to worry about. Here's my last lesson for you. When you're backed into a corner, calm down and think carefully about what you should do next. You're going to be fine. I have faith you'll turn out alright, even without me. I mean, she turned out alright. I'm assuming. She seems alright. She smiles fondly. A gust of wind sweeps through, sending a ripple across the sea of grass. She's gone. Bye-bye, Master. As I say the words, the realization that I I'll never see her again sinks in. Left with me are a treasure trove of advice and a strange pair of glasses. In just 7 days, I feel like I've learned the most important things of all. Embrace the weirdness. Be the weird one. It's no fun being sane. Normal is boring. As I stand there aimlessly, tears start welling up. I'm such an idiot. All I said was, goodbye. Not once did I say thank you. I'm discharged from the hospital soon after. I won't be going back to the Tono household. Instead, I'm to be taken in by another family. Why the fuck? My body has recovered, but there are still lasting symptoms. To the Tonos, this means I'm defective. I'm no longer needed. The Tonos need to be dealt with. Somebody needs a slap across the face and some common sense thrown in their head. Give me a textbook. I need 30 seconds. But I don't care. Shiki Tono is going to be fine on his own. A new life and a new family are waiting for me. I leave behind the hospital room where I spent my 10th summer. The curtains by my window sway in a breeze, just like always. I take in one glimpse of the blue sky. As I do, a dry breeze washes over me, spelling the end of summer. Day 1. Homecoming. How is everyone doing today? It's great to just be back to relaxing. Now, as long as this thing doesn't just stress me out like the last one did, we'll be fine! The tracks take a sudden dive. I'm leaving the surface behind. Hold up. I need to... There we go. Config. There we go. I don't want auto skip. Fast forward. Text display animation. Scene text display. Yes, we're going to stick in English for the audience. Music, there we go. We'll start at 55. Definitely bringing up these sound effects. Boop. Play all voices on. Okay. Now, how do I save? Confirm. Confirm. There we go. Casting an artificial light across the tunnel walls, the train makes its way through the darkness. The car creaks around me. Man-made lights pass by at regular intervals. The vibration through the seat lulls me into reflection on this short little journey. It's early, 6:33 a.m. 30 minutes have come and gone since I got on this train. That's how long it's been since I said goodbye to the people who took care of me all this time. Your second family. How I react to this probably says a lot about me as a person. I'm sure some people might feel sad and wish they could have stayed longer. Others would accept it without a second thought. I wonder which side I fall on. Somewhere in between. I realize after a moment that I don't really feel either. So you're option D. I'm the only one sitting on the eight-seater bench. The seats in front of me are empty. There are only a couple of other people on the train, including a sleeping man in a suit on the bench next to mine, and a woman standing in front of the door. It may be early, but it feels particularly empty today. The noise from outside is strangely muted, but maybe I'm just lost in thought. The train vaguely reminds me of a spaceship traveling through the darkness of outer space. No sound can reach it out here. The only thing here are my stupid daydreams, the sound of my heart beating, and my memories from an hour ago. It came like a bolt from the blue sky. Makihisa Tono has died. Shiki Tono is to return to the Tono household immediately. The first contact I'd had with my family in 7 years, and that's how it goes. The Tono family's word is final. I'm still a student, and they pay for all my expenses. But choosing to return to the mansion today instead of yesterday was my one act of defiance. I just wanted to stay a little longer at the home where I spent so much of my life. It was all I could do for the family that took me in and treated me like their own. Thank you for breakfast. It was delicious. I finish my meal, and I leave the table before the sun even rises. After taking one final glance at my room, I clap my hands together in thanks. It's not much for all the time I've stayed here, but I don't want to leave anything unsaid. I led a happy life here. That's what I want to carry away with me. Keiko saw me off alone as I left the Arima household. I asked to leave quietly without waking the others. Thank you for everything. Give my regards to Dad and Miyako for me. 7 years. The woman who had acted as my mother in that time looked terribly sad. I never once thought I'd see her like this. Life may be hard at the Tono mansion, but you'll be okay, understand? Don't overdo it. Make sure to look after your health first and foremost. I take her words of encouragement to heart. My time spent with them was peaceful. I just hope I didn't cause the Arimas too much trouble during my time with them. You were their kid. You absolutely caused them too much trouble. And they wouldn't trade a second of it. It's been 7 years. I've had plenty of time to recover. Oh, this isn't that voice. I'm a lot sturdier than I look, you know. Yes, you're right. The Tonos are quite the unusual family, but you're not one to let that bother you. You've always been a strong boy. She smiles through her sadness, and I smile back. I'm happy that she still considers me to be her child. I think you're giving me a little too much credit. Well, I should get going. Take care, Mom. Goodbye, Shiki. Take care. Keiko knows that I won't be coming back. She sends me off with tears in the corner of her eyes. That was just 40 minutes ago. That moment marked the end of my previous life, and the start to my new one. The view outside shifts slowly. We must have crossed the river that separates the suburban Yashirogi and arrived in the city of Soya. The train begins its return climb to the surface. I can feel the gentle incline. Bright light shines through, piercing my eyes, which had grown accustomed to the artificial dimness of the subway. And here comes the intro music. No? Okay. The train sweeps towards the city. The majority of its inhabitants are still asleep. Outside, the air is chilly. A fall morning in the month of October, the heat of summer is a little more than a faint memory now. I've watched this same view nearly every day for a year and a half now. But this is the last time I'll be taking the train to school. Memories of the past 7 years rush by like scenery outside the window. No. There we go. Here we go. met the woman that would become my master, my mentor in life. I went to live with the Arima family, and now I'm halfway through my second year. The thing Master feared might happen when we parted never came to pass, and as long as I have these glasses on, I don't have to worry about saying those lines again. And so Shiki Tono has led an ordinary life, though at times difficult. That all changes today. There's nothing major like feeling I don't belong or anything like that. I just don't feel right going back to the way things were before. Having lived a normal life these past few years, the Tono family's way of doing things just seems like a pain, or at least more trouble than it's worth. Besides, I can't even imagine living in a mansion bigger than my entire school. I'm surprised I was able to handle it when I was a child. The thought of going back to that old-fashioned way of life is daunting to say the least. The train stops at a large station for a few minutes. The local line I'm taking has to wait for the express to pass. The platform is empty. Usually I would expect to see morning commuters in suits on the way to work, but it's particularly quiet today. The express passes by on the neighboring rails. Thank you for boarding. Thank you for your patience. The next stop is an announcement I've heard hundreds of times play. The door closes with a hiss of air. I see that there are 4 stations left to Soya Station, the station where my school. Mate! Ew, that was a close one. I could have lost my head if I wasn't careful. A girl wearing my school's uniform slips through the automatic doors as they close. Her ribbon was green, so she must be a 3rd year. I feel like I've seen her before. The bag she's holding in her hands must contain things for her club activities. Our eyes meet for a moment. The girl continues to stare at me. Just when I notice that she walked closer. Good morning. Sorry about all that. Not bad! Seriously, whoever does the character designs for this series really knows how to make decent-looking characters. Oh, no. If anything, I'm sorry for staring. The way she smiles has me apologizing almost by reflex. Yeah, please. It's my fault for causing such a big scene in the first place. As a 3rd year, I should be setting a better example. I guess you weren't lying when you said you weren't a morning person. The girl laughs lightly. I'm distracted by her laughter and... Come on, it's me. We just met last week, don't you remember? No, I don't remember, because we didn't go over last week. CL. In an instant, my memory is jolted awake. I knew she felt familiar. I've crossed paths with her a number of times. And now that I think about it, there's probably not a person in this whole school who doesn't know CL. Soya High's most revered 3rd grader. Happy to offer advice to any distraught 1st year. Eager to solve the woes of any troubled 2nd year. And quick to save underclassmen from the ire of the 3rd years. What about the 4th years? Some students call her the true student council president, considering most people rely on her over the teachers or actual student council. She even helped me with something last week. Man, how out of it am I? CL is right about how I hate mornings, but Thinking about returning home for the first time in 7 years must be killing my brain cells. It absolutely would be. Oh, I get options for this one! Hold up! Think of something to ask. A question pops into my mind. Why is she on the train so early? How come you're headed to school so early? I didn't think you were in any clubs. Truth be told, I actually just got done with some volunteer work. Remember how the student council was recruiting people for a park cleanup? That's what I was just doing. Always happy to help. Ah, now it all makes sense. CL is always running around helping out somebody or another. It was just a quick half-hour early morning job. Everyone else went back home after, but that seemed like a hassle, so I'm heading straight to school. Her bag clatters. I had assumed it was full of equipment, but it must be cleaning stuff. Oh, you want to see what's inside, do you? Didn't think you'd be so bold as to try and inspect my belongings. We're already flirting, and we've been here for 5 fucking minutes. She draws closer and looks into my eyes. Her face is so close to mine that I can smell her. Flustered, I can't figure out where to look. No, it's not like that. I just thought maybe you had a collapsible broom or a rake or something. It's not every day you see one of those. Oh, you see, you want to see my multi-purpose head shears. Alright, come by the tea ceremony club after school. I'd love to have you. Faced with such a heartfelt smile, I end up blushing. I'd like to say something clever or witty, but all I can manage is a simple yes. Promise? Just between you and me, I bought too many snacks for the club funds. They're about to expire, so I could do with someone to help me polish them off. You had me at snacks. Oh, I see. Well, if I have time, I'd be happy to drop by. Though, does this make me a cat, being tempted by food and all? Absolutely! How do I get some? Ciel's warm smile makes me comfortable enough to crack a joke. She adjusts the green ribbon around her neck. I'd say you're more like a dog. I just like cats, really. I much prefer dogs. Smart, sincere, and loyal to the end. For reasons I don't quite understand, she seems to feel strongly about this. As we're both heading to the same place, we continue to chat. We talk about last week's midterms. We wonder why the sports festival has been reduced to one-day event. We complain about the cafeteria always serving the same things. Schools really do, but their budget is like itty-macky-bitty for food. It's like, okay, we can order 5 options for 5 days a week. Don't like it, go eat out. After getting into a heated discussion about the plan to restrict phones at school, we tire each other out and sigh in unison. And change the subject. We laugh as we trade opinions on the movies we've recently seen. 15 minutes go by in a flash. It's easy talking with her. She is, after all, incredibly popular among everyone. I don't want this to end, but we only have a few minutes left before we get to Soya Station. I try to bring up something else to talk about, but... Could you two keep it down? We've forgotten where we are. Better design! Ciel and I bow our heads in apology. Guess that's what we get. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I must have been laughing too loud. With that, our conversation comes to a halt. The friendly cheer that filled the air just moments ago has vanished. It's quickly replaced by the familiar city silence that holds space in which someone is a stranger. I'm going to prepare something because it very clearly is going to end up in one way. I'm calling it now. I'm expecting at least 5 fan service moments during this game at this point. The train pulls into Soya Station. It's just before 7 a.m. I left for school a bit early today, so the town hasn't quite woken up. It's quiet right now, and in about an hour, it'll be bustling with traffic and commuters. There aren't many people around today either. It feels like this town is waking up later these days. I wonder if everyone's been staying up late. As Ciel shares this odd observation, I notice how heavy her bag looks. Hey, do you want help carrying your stuff to school? No, I'm fine. I have to make a stop on the way, so I'll see you later. She smiles a goodbye, waves as she runs off. Her lithe legs carry her so swiftly, I almost expect a comical whoosh. Not to be outdone, I felt the urge to start running too, but there's really no reason for me to hurry. I probably shouldn't be running anyway, considering my condition. I start walking towards school at my usual pace. But just as I set off, the girl from before emerges from the ticket gates. She passes by briskly, slowing only to share a few choice words. You're as bird-brained as you look. What a pain. Tsundere detected! And with that, she stalks away. I'm struck dumb by the rudeness. I would too. Seems I've made an enemy. I should be careful the next time I have a conversation on the train. I guess I said something that upset her. Even so, middle schoolers nowadays sure are something. It was a regular hit and run scolding. It wasn't even much of a hit. It was like a flick. It's like, bird brain, can you come up with a better insult, please? It's not something I get called every week. Oh, right, we're out of tea. I make my way to school, my steps heavier than usual. It's just about 7 when the main entrance of the school comes into view. Students hurry through the gate to go to their club activities. They must be trying to make the most of their time before homeroom starts at 8. Soya Municipal High. An old school celebrating 40 years since its founding. Our college admission rate isn't bad, our clubs do fine, and the rules aren't particularly strict. It's as normal a school as you can find. The only complaint male students have is that their uniforms are too old-fashioned, but the school doesn't pay much attention to it. As for the girls, their uniforms were changed 3 years ago. Apparently the school was worried that keeping the older sailor uniforms would lead to a drop in enrollment. Something feels out of place on my usual walk to the school. Things feel busier than usual. Pale-faced teachers rush to the faculty room. A black car I've never seen before is parked in the parking lot. There's a chill in the air. Images flash through my mind, a sparsely attended funeral, the cold black of a hearse. I sigh at my own dark thoughts. Trying to shake off the uneasy feeling growing inside me, I head for the classroom. There's no one else here yet. I sit in my chair and kill time until homeroom begins. More people begin to fill the room as I get in some studying. Morning. I managed to survive practice somehow.
You're early, Tono. I was sure we'd be the first ones here.
Oh, it must be that volunteer thing. Damn, that was today. I think I was supposed to go to that. The students of 2C get along well compared to the other classes. We're pretty casual with each other before taking our seats. And they are all blank, faceless people. None of these people are important. Got it. I will remember none of them. Make a note of this, Cricket. I catch up with classmates who have just ended up their club activities. We go through your typical laundry list of things, from last night's ancient news to stuff that happened just minutes ago at school. We're just talking to pass time, but this is an important morning ritual of ours. A warm-up exercise to start off the day. We'd only tire ourselves out if we tried to have real conversations about everything, especially in this age of information. The mood in the classroom changes suddenly. So this takes place in modern day. Makes Aoko at least 30. Lively chatter dies down to a whisper. Alright, losers, out of the way. It's too early to deal with this bullshit. He forgot the bull. Crude remarks you wouldn't expect to hear among the otherwise harmonious bunch cut through the tranquility. I don't even need to turn around to know who it is. Only one person could do this to a room. Sup, for us? You're looking especially like a punk-ass bitch today. I feel like I've seen this face before somewhere. Say, an anime of certain kind that has 3 iterations? I don't even remember the dude's name. All I know is it has Saber in it. Yep, only him, a delinquent with a little respect for the sanctity of our school. Hey man, I'm talking to you. I'm actually here before noon for once, and you can't even give me a good morning? You ought to be happy I even bothered to show up. I think he's not. Honestly, don't get yourself so full of yourself. Why should I? Your mug isn't exactly easy on the eyes. There isn't anything to be happy about. It's not like I come to school to see you. What? How's that fair, dude? I come to school to see you. I'm at a loss for words. Sometimes I wonder why we're even friends. You two are friends? He has a dyed head of orange hair and piercings in his ears. Sporting a perpetual scowl that's practically begging for a fight, he seems to follow the delinquent dress code to a T. Though his brand of counterculture may be a little bit out of style, he still looks the part of a good punk. His name? Arihiku Inui. Whatever, man. It's good that you're in class at least. Oh, whatever, man. It's good that you're in class at least. Morning, Arihiko. Those absences finally catch up with you? Nah, I'm not too worried about that. I've still got plenty of wiggle room. My sister's at home, so I can't skip today's all. I was playing mahjong all night, and I really did a number on me. My body's already at its limit. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Good night, Trashiko. Go to sleep at your desk already. Man, that's cold. As if you're a bitter middle school rival, you have to at least admit I'm more than that, or that you're trash too. How are we rivals? Anyway, you couldn't find a partner in crime loitering in town, just leave me out of it. He does still owe me a bunch of money. I lent him back in middle school, which makes him more of a moocher than a rival. Why am I the only one you ever pick on, huh? You're like the goddamn Pope when we're talking to other people. How's that fair? Finally starting to get it, huh? Life isn't fair. Well, yeah, that's true. But aren't you especially an ass to me? Arihiko lets out an exaggerated sigh. I don't mean to treat him any certain way, especially that it just naturally ended up this way after years of, I guess, unfiltered treatment. We may have completely different interests and tastes, but we seem to operate on a similar wavelength. Well, ignoring the fact that you run away from home, I'm surprised a night owl like you could even show up so early. You sure you're feeling okay? You're right. You're telling me. I woke up early anyway, so I figured I'd at least show up, but I'm already itching to bail. I guess there's no point in coming if you ain't willing to work. He's not wrong, but when he says it like that, it almost sounds like he wants an award just for making the trip to school. Maybe you should try reciting this stuff to a mirror next time. How come you didn't go into town? Wouldn't you have been better off lazing around at a karaoke or a manga cafe? Yeah, but you know, all that shit that's been going down lately. Plus, I don't want to be caught with my pants down when I'm not 100%. You feel? Something's been going down? Yeah, haven't you heard? The serial killer that's been making the rounds like they own the place. The cops have been all around town at night looking for him. Right. I think I remember hearing about that. I have no idea. Hearing Arihiko talk about it reminds me. Goings on. That is not the word you are looking for. And Soya hadn't bothered me while I was living several stations away with the Arima family. It was all over the news. I seem to remember. What was it they were calling it? It was something tacky? The Soya slasher? There are so many better names to call that. Yeah, tacky. That is the word you're looking for. That is lazy name-calling. They're saying it's some freaky serial killer. Most of the victims are young women, with the one found the other day making it the 8th victim. Each one apparently has an X carved in their throat. Weird? My mind can't even picture something like that. That's not right, Inui. I heard all of the victims were completely drained of their blood. Yumizuka pokes her head out and corrects us, likely drawn by how loud we are. Yeah, that's it. The headline called them a modern-day vampire or something like that. Thanks, Yumizuka. And morning. Good morning, Inui. Apparently the wounds left behind differ from person to person. Some bodies come out unscathed, while others are horribly mangled, I think. You're pretty knowledgeable about this, Yumizuka. Not at all! It's just hard to see it everywhere when it's happening in our backyard. It's not hard to see. It's hard not to see it everywhere when it's happening in our backyard. Well, you heard it, Tono. I'm not crazy enough to go walking around town when there's a killer around. I've just spent the past few nights chilling at my place. You're the dumb best friend, got it. I mean, I'm glad you're thinking about your safety, but what part of their women did you not grasp? Why is women always the victims? Can we have a serial killer in a game that is males? They're always targeting women. It's so... So that's your reason. I'm kind of surprised it's a half-decent one. It's not like you knew to hide away afraid of in your house. Even I'm afraid of a murder. I ain't that stupid. I got no interest in fighting someone really out for blood, especially if they ain't gonna do it fair and square. I still got a lot of living left to do. Fair enough. Guess you'd have no chance but to fight them off if they managed to corner you. You know running away is an option, right? Why would I try and fight him? I thought running away isn't an option in those types of situations. Never mind. It's my fault for asking. I'm not that worried about it. Getting caught by someone like this. Like that just means your luck's run out. What they call it on the news, an act of God or something. No! I've got a real reason for not going out, though. A bunch of fools have been hanging around the north exit of the station. I really don't want to deal with them. The north exit, located on the opposite side of the station from the business district in downtown Soya, a bustling hub that never sleeps. Arihiko lives on the north side of the station himself. These fools must be pretty bad if he's going to such lengths to avoid them. Know about it, Tono? Some kind of weird dare. They say you'll come into a bunch of money if you enter the underground using secret entrance and make it to the end.
I've heard about that too. Isn't it just an urban legend?
Yeah, it's been around for a while. They got some idiots believing that this is their chance to get rich. No idea where they came from, but they're seriously killing the vibe. Doesn't take much to set them off.
What? What?
You want some kind of attention, I could tell that much. I don't want to get into it, you know. The cops should do something about them soon, so I'm just staying in my place until things blow over. An urban legend on the north side of the station. I guess I hadn't heard of it since I didn't live nearby. Yes? You are being very needy right now, you know that? First you're crying on my computer, and now you're sitting here meowing at me. What, not exciting enough? You're gonna pass out again from the anemia thing? No, I feel okay today. I appreciate you worrying, but I'm pretty sure I'd be dead if I was anemic all the time. Oh yeah, that makes sense. If you say you're alright, I'm sure you're fine. Class is about to start. You better get back to your seat. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'll be eating in the cafeteria today. Got a very special guest coming. Look forward to it. Arihiko laughs suspiciously as he saunters back to his seat.
Talk to you later, Tono.
Oh yeah. Sorry to drag you into this, Yumizuka. She walks back to her desk, her footsteps light as a feather. Having a basic design, she is probably not going to be a major player. Probably a secondary character. 5 minutes after the bell for homeroom and our teacher still hasn't appeared. Boop. Just as homeroom is about to end, the teacher next door drops by to tell us that Miss Toyama won't be coming today. Yeah, no math class today. No, you're still getting math. It's just by a different teacher. Someone sounds like they just won the lottery. Miss Toyama is our math teacher. With her absent, we'll have free study instead. Once you finish the worksheet you're given, you're free to spend the rest of the time however you want. Some use the time to study, but others just kill time. I started my worksheet. I actually have no problem with studying. I quit going to after-school lessons as a child, but that was after I was told getting into a good school would be impossible for someone with my condition. Whether you choose to go to college or straight to the workforce, knowledge is never a bad thing to have. I raise my head after solving a few problems and look over to the students near the hallway. I can only hear bits and pieces of their conversation sitting as far away from them as I can.
So it's true. I don't believe it.
This morning I saw teachers running to the faculty room looking really freaked out.
It's just a rumor.
Could she really have?
It's terrible. How could something like this?
Something certainly feels wrong. I think, knitting my brow. That murder last night. I saw two guys who looked like detectives go into the principal's office. I brace myself for what's coming. As familiar as I am with this feeling, I find myself not wanting to accept it. I hold my breath in anticipation for the words to come. I heard Miss Toyoma died last night. I close my eyes, trying to hold back a headache. The morning passes without a rumor about Miss Toyama spreading much further. The classroom is a mess now that it's lunch. Some go to the cafeteria, others go to the courtyard, while still others stay in the room and open their lunches at their desks. What should I do for lunch? Let's see, Arihiko. No, I'm not going to. Nope. Stay in the classroom. I'll go out into the hall for now. The hallways are a mess of activity during lunch. Most people are heading to the cafeteria, but some are carrying lunchboxes, likely on their way to a friend's classroom, the courtyard, or the gym. I merge with the crowd, wondering if I should get a proper meal at the cafeteria or just buy something light at the school store when I catch a glimpse of Ciel further down the hall. I'm probably imagining it, but it looks like she's heading straight for me. Oh, there you are, Tono! I was looking for you. This saves me the trouble of going to your classroom. I see. Glad to hear it. Good afternoon, by the way. This lackluster greeting is all I can muster. For some reason, I suddenly feel very shy. Good afternoon to you, too. But what's with the formalities? We just saw each other a few hours ago. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I sheepishly avert my gaze. Is there something wrong with me? I've never had a problem talking to Ciel before, but I feel really self-conscious right now. Is it because of what happened this morning? Because this is a fucking harem, isn't it? Oh my god, I'm in a harem. Tono, you look a little tense. Did I catch you in the middle of something? No, it's nothing. Nothing at all. There's no way I can tell her the real reason because I'm fixated on her every move. Anyway, you said you were looking for me. What's up? So, you know how I caused you all that trouble this morning? I was thinking I should make it up to you. Trouble? Oh, you mean on the train? That was nothing really. If anything, it was my pleasure. I had a lot of fun talking to Ciel. With her to keep me company, the train ride flew by in no time. But we still got yelled at, didn't we? I want to apologize for that. Also, are you off to get lunch now? Yeah, I was trying to decide whether to go to the cafeteria or get something at the school store. Great. Great. We can go together then. Let me treat you to lunch in the cafeteria. Eh? With a smile, Ciel grabs my arm and whisks me away. It's rare for a third year to be where all the second year rooms are in the first place, so this only sends even more looks our way. I can feel everyone's eyes on us. Wait a second. This morning was my fault. You don't have anything to apologize for. If anything, I should be apologizing to you. I tear myself away. My face must be beet red. Oh, is that so?
Well, I can't pass up an opportunity like this. If you really want to show remorse, then I think it's only fair you do whatever I want as his punishment.
Nope. Keeping my mouth shut. Not saying shit. As I feel Ciel's gaze teasing me, my cheeks burn even harder. That was just a figure of speech.
And what I want is for you to take me to the cafeteria. I feel like having company for lunch today. Consider yourself an unlucky victim, and let me buy you some food.
That's cheating. There's no way anyone could say no to a smile like that. Okay, fine, but me getting the free meal seems the wrong way around.
Well, I had a good time this morning. So, let's get to the cafeteria already. If we don't hurry, all the seats will be taken. Ciel takes my hand again and leads me down the hallway at a brisk pace.
Perfect timing. The tables are wide open. A sizable line stretches back from the counter. I guess it's about a 5-minute wait.
Could you find us seats, Tono? I'll get in line. If there's anything you don't like, speak now or forever hold your peace.
No, not at all. I'm not a picky eater.
Good answer. Okay then, I'll be right back.
Without waiting for a response, Ciel trots away to get in line. I guess this is an offer I can't refuse. Not at all. Alright, 2 empty seats. A corner spot would be nice. I'm still not sure if I'm mentally prepared for lunch with Ciel. Finding somewhere quiet and out of the way might make it less daunting. I scan the cafeteria. There are a few empty seats in the middle, but all the corner tables have already been claimed. There might not be any corner seats left for the two of this. There. Seats I spotted have just been taken by someone with a familiar face. Yo, Tono, over here. The orange-haired delinquent waves an arm at me, paying no attention at all to the looks he's getting. I feel a migraine coming on. I must be empathic because I'm feeling the same fucking migraine already. So I'm not mean enough to ignore him outright. All the other corner seats are taken anyway. In a way, he is a people repellent. In a way, or as his friend, it's my right to abuse that ability to his fullest. You're late. Didn't I say I had a special guest come in today? You can't be walking in late like you own the place. Oh yeah, I guess you did mention something like that. So where is this special guest? Yeah, about that. We made plans yesterday, but she canceled on me this morning. Said something about being busy because she needed to apologize to someone. You're the same damn person, I can tell you that much. Arihiko's shoulders sag in disappointment as she slumps his chikara udon. Apologize to someone? Those words sound all too familiar. His special guest, would she happen to be a third year? What? Short hair, looks good in glasses, always on the go. Seems like the dependable type. The hell? How'd you get inside my head? That's not what I mean.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Is this where we're sitting?
Ciel appears next to our table with a radiant smile. She's carrying a lunch tray loaded with food for 2. What?
Oh, Inui. What a coincidence.
Ciel takes a seat without missing a beat. She sits down in front of me next to Arihiko. Arihiko starts sputtering like a dying engine. Maybe he's in shock due to his sudden stroke of luck. I get it. I was the same way not too long ago.
Here you go, Tono. No need to be shy. Eat up.
There's no way I can say no to that smile. I give in and take a seat across from Ciel. Alright, thanks for this, by the way. Clapping my hands together in thanks, I look down at the tray she brought. Oh. 3 dishes are lined up before me. Curry with rice, and curry udon. I'm confused. Ciel?
Hmm? Is something wrong?
No, but what's up with this food?
What do you mean? It's our lunch. What else would it be?
Sure, but all I see is curry.
Yep. You can't go wrong with curry. Everybody loves it.
Truth! Truth! She's not wrong. The problem is that there is nothing but curry. And there are 3 portions.
There sure are. You're a growing boy, so you gotta eat. I can make do with 1 serving, so go ahead and take whatever you like.
Okay, then I'll have 1 rice and 1 udon. Otherwise, you'll just be eating 2 helpings of the same thing.
You better eat it all. You did say you weren't a picky eater.
I don't see an ounce of malice in Ciel's smile. Now I feel like there's malice behind that smile. This isn't a joke or a prank. She's actually doing this out of the goodness of her heart. I might just be way too traumatized by Aoko. Because when I see a girl like that smile, I'm just like, what is the evil intention she has? She gonna drug us? Color us? Put us in a bottle? Try to wipe our memory. Here goes. With no other choice, I dig my spoon into the curry. As soon as I do... Tono, you son of a bitch! I thought Arihiko's soul had left his body for good, but he springs back to life. And the expression on his face is both a horrifying and funny at the same time expression. How long are you going to keep ignoring me? Can't you be a good wingman for once? You know, something like... Anyway, my man, thanks for being alive, by the way. Let me introduce you to this hot upperclassman. Whoops, I gotta bounce. You got this. That kind of thing. I also can't finish my curry udon. I'll take it. I'll keep the curry udon, but thanks for being alive, Inui. Arihiko's arm shoots forward. I definitely guard my curry udon from this thieving hand.
Eh? Inui? You know Tono?
Know him? Of course I do. We've been bros for years now. He uses the term bros loosely. Probably one of the few things he'll say with absolute sincerity.
Oh, is that so? I'm sorry for canceling our plans, actually. He is the person I made trouble with for this morning.
No worries, you had a good reason, you know. If you told me it was him you wanted, I could have brought him straight to ya. So, what kind of horrible thing did this little shit do? Excuse me? You want to try that shit again?
We happened to meet on the train this morning. Ended up talking, but one of the other passengers yelled at us for being too loud. I should have known better, being on the train and all. Tono didn't do anything wrong, but he took the flak for me anyway.
Train triples A. I say everyone should be free to talk all they want. No! In Japan, you keep your mouth shut on the train. I learned that much. Oh wait, this morning I knew Tono took the train. I didn't know you did.
It was one of I was on my way to school after volunteering this morning. You know, the park cleanup. It was on the bulletin board, remember? They were looking for students to participate.
At the park at the beach? Man, you're always an upstanding citizen. Careful though, if you're too helpful, those teachers will just throw more at you. They'll take every chance they can to get to make someone else do their work for them. You shouldn't let them do that to you.
It's fine. It's fine. I do it because I want to. Plus, the teachers do a lot for the school too. You can't actually convince me otherwise, Inui.
See how bluntly shuts Arihiko down. From what I could tell, it seems like Arihiko and Ciel are on pretty good terms. So, do you volunteer every day? What? You don't know? Ciel's so helpful, people call her the true student council president. We know that much! I'm aware. Unlike the actual student council members who are only in it for the prestige, Ciel's the perfect third year who can and will do everything. Right? For real, the first years even have a fan club. Whenever there's some pain in the ass thing the teachers gotta do, they always shove it off to her. Like, Ciel can handle that. I've never heard any of them complain about her either. The way Arihiko was bragging, he almost sounds personally proud. Oh, I didn't know about the fan club. Oh, Ciel, you're incredible. It says a lot that even the teachers depend on you. I look at her and wonder, why does this fan club feel more creepy than it probably is?
Thank you.
Ciel's spoon clinks against the plate as she stirs her curry. For a moment, I worry that we've embarrassed her, but then I'm reminded of the pressing issue before me. I have my own curry to eat, not to mention a full bowl of curry udon. My doctor says I shouldn't overeat, but I feel guilty if I don't eat everything Ciel got for me. I'd better wolf down the curry before I start to feel full. Meanwhile, Ciel and Arihiko talk about their families. I knew that Arihiko's parents were no longer with us, but I didn't know Ciel lived by herself too. Apparently her apartment is fairly close to Soya Station. She lives past the business district by the south exit, rather than near the shopping district by the north, in a residential area that spreads eastward.
I see. By the way, Tono, where do you live?
Huh? I'm quietly eating my curry when Ciel suddenly turns the conversation to me. Where do I live? It's kinda complicated. Since my place of residence changes today. Explaining my situation would be a bit awkward. I wish I could brush it off and just give some vague general answer, but it's impossible for me to lie when she's looking at me right in the eyes. Let me ask a question back. Why do you want to know where I live?
Why? But you heard where my apartment is, right? It's not fair if I don't get to know where you live, too. Is that weird?
Well, maybe a little. I mean, unfair. You get hung up over some strange things.
It's not that strange. If I don't know where you live, how could I visit you if something were to happen?
My mouth stops mid-chew. Ciel's offhanded question gives me a sudden thrill. Visit? Do you mean like if I caught a cold, you'd come see me?
No, of course not. I have no such plans at the moment.
The joy I felt that moment ago was evidently premature. Although I don't think Ciel meant anything bad by what she said. She must just be naturally blunt. This girl is too nice. What is she doing? Way too nice. My house is in town, just shy of 30 minutes walk from here. You know that suburb past the north exit? There's a residential area at the top of the hill. My house is up there towards the back. Oh, right. You're moving today, huh? Arihiko jumps in as if spotting his chance. Ciel cocks her head quizzically.
You're moving? Does that mean you transferred in, Tono?
Huh? What an odd thing for Ciel to ask. Arihiko and I wordlessly glanced at each other. Well, I've been going to the school the whole time, and we've seen each other around, right? So how could I be a transfer student?
Well, because you're moving.
Just because I'm moving doesn't make me a transfer student. My address is changing, but not my school. I've been living with some relatives up until now, but I'm moving back to my old home today. Ciel's strange confusion seems to clear up.
So you're just changing houses and moving to the residence area in the suburbs.
Yeah, to that fancy place at the top of the hill.
I see. It all makes sense now. So does that mean you're living in the Tono mansion then?
I sense some hesitation in Ciel's voice. The people of Soya proper probably look at that giant house on the hill with a kind of reverence. It's been 7 years since I was last there, but in my memories, the Tono mansion felt as big as a castle. That's the one. I feel out of place moving there, but I don't have much of a choice. You're not hyped for it at all. I guess it's expected after 7 years. You're probably gonna feel like a stranger there for a while, eh? Who knows? I haven't gotten back yet, so it's hard to say. But hey, I can always escape to your place, so I'm not too worried. The hell? My house ain't your crash pad. What's with you coming over? You're to stay every break. Now my own sister likes you more than me. It's your fault my allowance keeps getting smaller. I'm guessing that's more on Arihiko, but I keep that to myself. I don't want the conversation to turn sour. To be honest, the Tono family isn't something I feel comfortable talking about.
Wow, you two really are close, aren't you?
Hell no, the closest we ever get is when we're fighting over something. In other words, Mademoiselle, we are the greatest of enemies.
But Tono stays over at your house, doesn't he? Sound like good friends to me.
It ain't like that. He comes around whenever he's on a long break. Says he finds it awkward being around the Artemis for too long, with that not actually being their kid and all. It's understandable. But also they very clearly care about you. And then he winds up at my place because we've got an extra room. He knows my sister likes that pretty face of his, so he just shows up empty-handed like it's no big deal. Arihiko clenches his fist in anger. I never knew that bothered him so much. I'll have to bring him something the next time I go over.
He's not actually their son?
Arihiko claps his hand over his mouth. He laughs awkwardly, seeming to realize he said way too much. No worries. It isn't anything so dramatic. I continue eating, keeping my eyes on my curry. Yeah, it's just like that. Anyone who says otherwise can go straight to hell. Arihiko nods emphatically. A part of me admires the way he can turn and fire back at anything.
I'm sorry, Tono. Did you not get along with your previous family?
Nah, nothing like that. Ain't no beef between him and the Arimas. They're a great bunch. Well, the dad is kind of scary, but he ain't a bad dude. What are you doing? She's just sitting on the box. They even offered to adopt him, but he said no. He still runs away to my place whenever we have a break. Man, I don't get it. What's the problem? The problem? There's no problem. They've taken a good care of me, so I don't want to be any more of a burden to them as all. I finish eating my curry and accepts the entire bowl of curry udon just for me. But Ciel looks upset. Sorry, Ciel. I know that's kind of a heavy topic.
No, not at all. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have asked such personal questions. Ciel tries her best to brush it off. It might be fine with Arihiko since we've been friends since middle school, but it seems like this sort of talk is too much for her. In fact, she's fidgeting like she'd rather be anywhere else. Oh right, I gotta talk to Tono here about something important. Would you mind giving up to some space? I can't believe Arihiko said that. In a roundabout way, no. In a very straightforward way, he just told Ciel to mind her own business. What are you talking about? We can talk in private anytime. Besides, she hasn't even finished her... Oh. Somehow, despite her talking to Arihiko this whole time, Ciel has cleaned her plate. No, I completely understand. I'll get out of your hair now. See you later. With a quick bob of her head, Ciel takes off. And I sit up! Ugh. Leaving me and Arihiko alone at the table. Ugh. She looked really uncomfortable, so maybe that was for the best. That sure was bold, though. I think your chance just took a nosedive. Meh, whatever. I would have shut my trap. Should have shut my trap. I can't take the hit. It was mine to take anyways. Arihiko noisily slurps up his chikara udon. Must have gone cold while he was focused on this conversation with Ciel. You aiming for her or what? Not just me, man. Everybody is. Her league's above everyone at the school. Anyway, I don't really care what it sounds like. I actually have to do something I want to talk to you about. Arihiko sounds unusually serious. I break apart a pair of wooden chopsticks with a snap and start on my curry udon. What's up with you? It's weird you getting so serious all of a sudden. Did something happen? Nah, I just wanted to ask how you're feeling. How am I feeling? About what? Well, you were taken in by another family when you were in elementary school, yeah? I don't know why your old man disowned you, but it's been 7 years. Why would he suddenly want you back now? I wasn't technically disowned. I was just told to leave for no reason in particular. You know, man, usually a family kicking their own kid out of their home for no reason would be so sad, it's funny. But that's so cold, even I can't laugh about it. Truth is, my father and I had been on bad terms long before the car accident and the hospitalization. The Tono family is a distinguished household dating back centuries with customs very different to those of a regular family. My childhood memories are of an enormous old house and the oppressive and antiquated practice of the family within. The Tono family is wealthy with shares in a wide variety of companies. My father, Makihisa Tono, wasn't much of a businessman, but the assets he inherited from my grandfather were more than enough to help his businesses make a fortune. A mansion from another era, a high-class lifestyle that valued history and decorum. Any child would have found life in that mansion unbearably dull. So when I was told to go live with the Arimas, I had no qualms about leaving my real family behind. I think it was the best outcome I could have asked for. I got along well with the Arimas. Keiko and Fumiyomi treated me no differently than if I had been their own child by birth. I had always wanted to be part of a normal family, and living with the Arimas gave me the opportunity. I don't have any regrets there. With one exception, my sister Akiha. She was a year younger than me, and I left her behind at the Tono Manor. I wonder if Akiha resents me. I mean, why wouldn't she? I left her in that giant lonesome house with no one for company but that pig-headed old man. It's not hard to imagine that what Akiha thinks of me, of the brother who ran away from it all. Yeah, getting kicked out of my house for no reason. Not much to do about that but laugh.
Right, and considering that they told you never to set foot there again, that sure sounds like you got disowned to me. Why did you get disowned anyway? I've never asked. Yeah, I'd like to know that answer to that myself. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, that's cool. Arihiko picks up his bowl with both hands and drinks down the broth. Lunch always feels so short. I follow Arihiko's example and quickly down the rest of my food. Don't get sick. School comes to an end for the day. I look out over the schoolyard from my seat. I'm able to will myself back to the mansion. The classroom dyed a red-orange by the sunset looks like a watercolor painting. It makes my eyes throb a little. There's something about vermilion that's unsettling. As the hue pierces my eyes, I hit with a wave of nausea. I guess I have trouble with anything that reminds me of blood. Reality is, I've grown weak to it. 7 years ago, I was on the verge of death. I was caught in a terrible accident, a building collapse. My wounds were so severe that most people thought I didn't have a chance. Luckily for me, all of my injuries were focused in one place, and my doctors were able to get to me fast. It almost feels like it happened to someone else thinking back like this. There's a lot I still don't know about. Something struck my chest with such force that it impaled me. I passed out immediately, like a machine that had its plug pulled. All I remember after that is the pain and the cold. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. The scar still remains on my chest. And from what they told me, I not only hit my back hard, but a piece of glass pierced my chest as well. That's how I got the burn-like scars on my chest and back. When I was finally able to look at the wounds, I almost passed out from the sight of them. Ever since then, I've been prone to bouts of anemia. I've caused a lot of trouble for the people around me, collapsing suddenly all the time. I assume that's why Makihisa Tono, my father, decided that I wasn't healthy enough to be his heir. My chest. I hold down the urge to vomit. I breathe deeply, waiting for the needling in my eyes to subside. A mark of death hidden under my school uniform. I've been able to see the lines ever since the accident. It's only thanks to my glasses master gave me that I kept some semblance of a normal life. Without them, I'm sure I would have gone mad a long time ago. Keiko was worried that the Tonos weren't normal when we said goodbye this morning. But there was no need. The reason being, I'm hardly normal myself. I push my glasses back up the bridge of my nose and grab my bag. I can't stay in the classroom forever. My path home is different from the one I took yesterday. It leads me from compact middle-class neighborhood to one where large, expensive houses line the street. Every step brings me closer to the Tono mansion. The area isn't completely unfamiliar to me. It may have been 7 years ago, but I have vague memories of this place from when I was 10. It was a strange feeling. The path feels both new and familiar at the same time. I climb up a long hill. The rows of houses disappear from view. The smell of greenery tickles my nostrils. I may be in the middle of the city, but this place feels anything but modern. Almost everything from here is owned by the Tono estate, the mansion I lived in until the age of 10. The only thing left for me there are old memories and relatives I've never got along with, though now only one close relative remains in the mansion. Akihisa Tono, the father that hated me so much, passed away the other day. My mother died from an illness the year Akiha was born, so the only Tonos left will be my sister and I. As the eldest son, I would have taken over the head of the family, but I no longer have that right. Being the Tono heir means a restrictive and cloistered childhood. I don't know how many times I was told off by my father for trying to escape all that. That's why when I left defective after my accident, he took the opportunity to cast me out. I'm sure he felt that even though I was the eldest, he couldn't leave the family in his hands of someone who could keel over or dead at any moment. To my father's surprise, I recovered, but Akiha had already been chosen as the next heir of the Tono family. Akiha had been raised as the prized daughter of the Tono, but after my accident, she had endured a harsher education befitting her new station. We played together in the gardens until I was 10, but I haven't seen her once since then. And now it's been 7 years. I wonder how the Tono mansion has changed. I won't have to wonder for much longer. If anything should come to mind now, it would be my sister Akiha. But my sister Akiha visited me a number of times when I first moved in with the Erodimas. I wasn't able to see her because my daily hospital visits, and once she started staying in the dorms at a girls' academy, we only ever exchanged a few letters. Unlike Akiha, I had been expelled from the family. That's why I was able to live as freely as I have. After 7 years, my sister and I must have very little in common. Honestly, I don't really have any desire to go back to the Tono mansion, except Akiha is there. When we were children, Akiha was a quiet girl who always looked meek and timid. She'd follow me around whenever I went. With her long black hair and fine dresses, she looked like a princess out of a fairy tale, locked in some tower awaiting rescue. I know I have no right to just slip back into being big brother now, but I've worried about Akiha these 7 years. She was the first thing I thought of when I learned of Makihisa's death. All alone in that massive house after her father's death, more than anything I felt responsible because my carefree lifestyle had forced the burden of the Tono family onto her. I think the reason I agreed to return to the manor was to make amends for leaving Akiha behind. The main gate is shut tight. I remember thinking it was big when I was a child after living in a normal house. I realized just how massive this place is. The mansion sits on a high hill overlooking the city, giving the Tonos a view of all they control. The grounds alone are bigger than my high school, include the forest behind the manor, and it's easily tripled its size. Surrounding the perimeter is a wall of trees and a long fence preventing outsiders from peering inside. The entrance at the main gate is closed, turning away those who would seek entry. Next to the massive gate for the cars to pass through, there's a smaller door for people. I hesitate for a moment before pressing the call button. It doesn't make any noise as I push it. After a few seconds, the lock opens with a welcoming click. This door is automatic now. I remember a guard used to stand here. Anything to save money. I open the heavy door and pass through the stone gate. The door gives a satisfying clunk behind me, locking itself again. I make my way along a gently sloped path deeper into the grounds. The walkway surrounded by tall trees feels almost like a tunnel. It stretches 40 meters east, then turns at a 90-degree angle to the north. Memories flood back with each step I take. I know this path. I've walked it many times, just a little further. I reach the corner, my feet guide me towards the north, the rest of my body flowing closely behind. Then, on the left, the Tono mansion, its great white walls standing at attention. That house is too damn big for 2 people. No person needs a house that size. A sigh escapes my lips in a combination of wonder and resignation. The mansion looks just like it did back then. According to my father, the building has been the same since my grandfather inherited it from his grandfather, though it was repaired once after the war. For the past few centuries, it's been a seat of power passed from one generation to the next. This is a holy ground for Makihisa, no, for all those related to the Tonos. I remember seeing different adults vying for a piece of it, currying favor with the old man while staying at the mansion for the yearly family meeting. They were all extremely successful business people with their own fancy homes, but for whatever reason they were obsessed with the Tono Manor. Getting to live there must have been a point of pride for them. It all sounds ridiculous. It's just a big fancy house to me. I've never been comfortable with being privileged. Guess it's time. There's no going back now. A small doorbell is placed next to the comparatively huge double doors. I shake off my nerves and ring the bell. There is no familiar ding-dong. The heavy silence continues for a few seconds. The sound of hurried footsteps comes from the other side of the doors. We have eagerly been awaiting your return. The doors swing open with surprising ease for their size. I narrow my eyes at the waning afternoon light streaming through the windows. I had meant to prepare myself for the sight, but my breath catches as I look over a gigantic lobby. A too damn big lobby. This could be a hotel. What astonishingly beautiful architecture. Okay, fair. Feels like I've traveled to a different country in a different time. The look of the mansion is so old-fashioned that even the very air itself seems foreign. Even so, the lobby still feels familiar. Huh! Can I get a 360 view? No, we're operating on a 2D plane. Got it. I find myself in frozen as the girl who answered the door stands before me, dressed in traditional attire. I can't tell if it's like they tried to combine kimono with a maid outfit. Not bad! They did a good job. Thank goodness. It's so late. I was worried that you had gotten lost. I was going to go looking for you if you hadn't arrived by sunset. The girl wearing an apron over her kimono smiles brightly. Oh, I find myself speechless as this unexpected welcome. I was expecting the stony-faced man who served as my father's assistant and butler to be the one to greet me. The girl tilts her head, likely wondering at the reason for my hesitance. You are Master Shiki, aren't you? Yes. Though, you really don't have to call me Master. I knew it! Please don't scare me like that. I thought I messed up again. The girl wags her finger like a mother admonishing her child. She seemed genuinely upset with me for having worried her, yet even so, her smile never fades, nor does the warmth emanating from her. An apron draped over her kimono. Okay! I was right. Combine a French maid with a kimono and you get that outfit, yeah. Coming to greet me and calling me master. That must mean... Excuse me, are you the housekeeper here by any chance? The girl answers my question with a smile. I'm sure you're tired. Please come in. Feel free to have a rest in the parlor until Mistress Akiha is available. I want to get on to the fact that she says till she's available, but because family, but at the same time, they haven't seen each other in 7 years, so, I mean, I can't be mad. I just can't. The girl motions me to follow her and begins walking. We move toward the hallway on the east side of the lobby next to the giant staircase. I seem to remember that the parlor is just inside the hallway. call out to her and ask her her name. I decide to call out to her and ask her her name. I can't just be calling her Miss Housekeeper the whole time. Excuse me, can I ask you your name? Sorry, I'm just trying to get my bearings. I call out to her. The kimono-clad girl looks at me surprised. My name is Kohaku. Does Mistress Aki has personal attendant? The girl, Kohaku, gives a silent bow and smile. It's a lovely kind of gesture, somehow evocative of a bud blooming into a flower. The girl leads me to the parlor. The parlor looks so much fancier compared to what I remember. It's like seeing it for the first time. Either I am just too used to how things were with the Arima family, or they've made this room even more extravagant since I was last here. Both? Both? Probably both. Regardless, this place feels like someone else's home. I look around the parlor restlessly. You look like a stray kitten. Oh, I know how you feel. Please try to sit back and relax. This is your home, after all. Yeah, you're right. Flustered, I lower myself onto the sofa. It's pathetic how overwhelmed I've become from simply returning home. I'm sorry, I'd be overwhelmed if I walked into this after 7 years. The kimono-clad girl makes her way over to a cart in the corner of the room and pours a cup of tea for a mint. She places the cup on a tray and carries it over to me. Here, have some tea. Oh, thanks. I can't help but feel a sense of embarrassment being waited on with such a warm smile. I think that's just who I am, rather than something that comes from living with a more modest family. I'll go check on Mistress Akiha, so please wait here. Actually, it should take about 10 minutes, so please feel free to have a look around the mansion if you'd like. Is it really okay for me just to wander around? This is your house too, you know? Please, by all means. Though you won't be able to go up to the second floor while Mistress Akiha is there. The first floor should be fine, however. I'm sure you must be over the moon to be back after 7 whole years. She smiles mischievously. Please excuse me. Kohaku gives a slight bow and leaves the room. Well, now what? My muttering echoes sadly through the extravagant parlor. Do I stay here sitting nervously, or do I take a look around the mansion? I think I'll stretch my legs. Dude, I'd straight up just go wandering. Dude, you let a cat out into a big-ass house, and he's gonna wander. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, huh? Maybe I'll take a look around if I have that much time. I should have time to look around the East Wing at the very least. I need to walk off some of these nerves anyways. You need to get a lay of the land. It's been 7 years. This house has changed. I rise up from the couch. I think I remember the rec room had a billiards table and a dartboard in the West Wing. I'd stop before I return, but I didn't realize I was an expecting guest. A voice calls out the moment I step into the lobby. I turn to the giant staircase to find a strange man dressed head to toe in all black. You are the villain. You are fucking Hush. You are fucking Hush. Hello there, Shiki. Welcome to the Tono Mansion. Oh, but I suppose in your situation I should be welcoming you home. The man, who based on his voice I'd assume is in his 30s, descends the stairs calmly. There is not a trace of color on him. His entire body is wrapped in black bandages. He looks like he stepped straight out of a mystery novel. All I can think about is Batman Hush. That's the only thing I can fucking think of is Batman Hush. And you are? Oh, do you not remember me? Oh, I see. It is I, Goto Saiki. We met a number of times when we were a child. But I'm not surprised you don't recognize me. Saiki? Was there a branch family with that name? More importantly, this man... It's alright. I'm quite used to strange looks. I was burned in an accident. I have a difficult time going outside without these bandages. The sun is harsh on my skin, you see? Akiha finds my presence disturbing as well, though it is understandable. She is not partially responsible after all. Goto Saiki gives a self-deprecating laugh as he lifts his left hand up to the shades of his eye. So, she caused the accident that hurt both of you, and you two were both in the same accident. I'm calling it now. The glare from the skylight must be too bright for him. I have to say, I am surprised you had the audacity to come back here. Audacity? Yes, on it. Audacity. Huh? Why, your circumstances, Shiki. Not only did you fail to follow Makihisa's orders to stay in the mansion, you ended up injuring yourself in that foolish accident. A failure! Yes, that's what you are. You ignored all obligations, wasted every investment your parents put into you, and still dare to come back here to play big brother to Akiha. Are you not ashamed of yourself? I resist the urge to confront him. Contempt in Goto's eyes is obvious, but there's no reason to escalate things further. Besides, he's not wrong. At all. Oh no. Nothing to say for yourself. Are you trying to provoke something? Like... It feels like you are trying to start some shit. Because you know you the BBEG. No, what you say is true. I ignored my obligations. But don't feel any shame for spouting off about your family like that. I've chosen my words with such precisely because this is your family. Education is nothing more than an investment into the future of one's family. There is no such thing as freedom for those of noble blood. Freedom? No. Perhaps we should call it self-awareness. Only one has the right to it after learning to live for the family. You never understood your place. Compared to Akiha, you are nothing, though perhaps I should commend you, as few would have the gall to show their face here again. Don't look so angry, Shiki. I'm merely stating an objective truth. I assure you, it's nothing personal. I seem to have confused you. I'm not against your return. If anything, I'm for it. Besides, it's a decision by the head of the family. An outsider like me has no right to complain. Isn't that right? An outsider? He isn't part of a branch family? The Saiki and Tono houses have been of equal standing since my grandfather's time. In modern terms, I suppose you could call us business partners. We finished discussing new arrangements today. The meeting lasted longer than expected, but it went well. So I was about to go home in a fabulous mood. But I won't darken your homecoming with my presence. Please excuse me. The bandaged man, Goto Saiki, passes by me and walks towards the entrance, all while his lips curled in a sarcastic smile. I bite my lip thinking of the word Psyche used. Failure. He's right. The word describes my place in this house perfectly. Regardless, I should go back to the parlor and calm down. I walk around later. I don't want to ruin my first time meeting with Akiha in 7 years by feeling like this. I'm going to take a break real quick. I need water. Ow. Take care of your voices. You are being extremely needy. You know that? You needy brat. Oh. Throwing my voice in like all sorts of directions. Oh. It strains my voice. Excuse me. The girl returns exactly 10 minutes later. Is something the matter, Master Shiki? She must be able to tell that Goto Psyche's words have affected me. No, it's nothing. Just feeling a little overwhelmed. Thank you for the tea. It was delicious. Well, aren't you a flatterer? Thank you for the kind words. She smiles bashfully, brightening the room. Anyway, thank you for waiting. Mr. Sakiha has concluded her business, so please come with me to her office. We ascend a larger staircase in the lobby to the second floor. Akiha's office, the heart of the Tono family. I was never allowed to enter Makihisa's office when I was a child. A room occupied by each generation's family head. And that room now belongs to my sister. In stark contrast to the bright white of the parlor, the office is colored a dark red. Luxurious curtains line the windows. Deep crimson carpet immaculately kept is placed on the floor. The refined air to the room is thick with a sense of history. This is where Makihisa Tono once presided as head of the family, and now it's where Akiha will carry the burden forward. Master Shiki, mistress. Thank you. You may return to your duties, Kohaku. Understood. Please excuse me. Kohaku gives me a slight bow before exiting the room. The only people left in the room are myself and two girls I don't recognize. I'm trying not to make a smart-ass remark right now. Because right now, all I can think about is the girl from Madoka. What's her name? Fuck. Homuda. It's fucking Homuda. That's all I'm thinking about right now. It's just like, what is Homuda doing in the fucking Fate series? It's been a while, hasn't it? The dark-haired girl casts a dignified gaze at me as she speaks. My head is blank. The gears in my brain have stopped turning. All I manage to do is nod and agree. I'm pathetic, though I suppose it may be understandable. She looks so different from how I remember her. Shiki, is there something you find disagreeable here? The black-haired girl narrows her eyes as if she were measuring up a stranger. Oh, no. Nothing coherent escapes my lips as my mind struggles to catch up. I'm still trying to figure out if she's really my sister or not, even though she's clearly already accepted who I am. It seems your condition is as poor as they say. Would you like rest before I speak with you? Though it would be a terrible waste of time. She frowns. Her words seem to have more bite to them than I expected. No, I feel fine. I just was surprised at how much you've changed. Of course, I have changed. It has been 7 years, and I was only a child then. You, on the other hand, are just as I remember you, dear brother. I stammer, crushed under the weight of her quiet ferocity. I feel bad. After all this time, it hadn't even occurred to me to think about how Akiha might have changed. I had only thought of her as the little girl who used to follow me around. The last 7 years haven't only been hard on me. I'm an idiot for it to only sink in now that she's right here in front of me. I'm sorry. Honestly, I hadn't thought things through. Even so, you really have changed a lot, Akiha. You've become even more beautiful. Clear words finally filter their way out. Thank you. You look much the same as you did. Akiha speaks coldly, her eyes closed. Well, I had expected something like this. She must resent me for leaving the family. A silence falls over us. As we take a second to study one another, I was unable to say anything worthwhile to a sister I hadn't seen in 7 years. Akiha stares at me with guarded expression, inspecting me as if I were some intruder. Though to her, I very well may be. Well then, if you are feeling up to it, then let's get this over with, shall we? Have you heard the details behind the reason for your move? No, nothing. All I heard was that I was to come back here. I learned of our father's death from the newspaper. It's not at all surprising that the death of someone presiding over a massive conglomerate would make the business section of most papers. We live in a world where a son disowned by his family learns his own father's death on the internet. The news reached me after his funeral had already happened, like I was a complete stranger. My apologies. I should have sent word of his passing. Akiha lowers her head quietly. Her hair is beautiful, but that's not important right now. My wording was the problem here. You don't have to feel bad about that. It's not like me going would have brought him back to life. Besides, you saved me from having to deal with our relatives. I can't imagine they would be kind to me. Is that so? It puts me at ease to hear you say that. I'm lucky to have such an understanding sister. A funeral is an occasion that offers closure to those unable to accept the passing of a loved one. My relationship with my father ended a long time ago. I have no obligation or desire to attend something like that for Makihisa. I haven't once thought about how I'd say goodbye to him. But if that's the case, then who called me back? There's no way it was his will, right? I was the one who called you back here. We can't have the eldest son of the Tono family stay with the Arimas forever, now can we? Regardless of your defect, you are still a Tono. The fuck? I accept the word defect without a second thought. My father used it often. doesn't bother me anymore, and if anything, she's right. Now that Mikihasa Tono is dead, you and I are all that remain of the Tono family. No. You are all that remains. He was disowned. He was cast out. Our blood must be protected. I do not know why Father decided to have you stay with the Arima family, but he is no longer with us. Without a clear reason, it is only natural that you would be placed under the supervision of your direct family. Supervision? Oh, this girl and I, we're going to have some choice personal words. This is not how you interact with your family. If you act over here asking him to come back, you need to treat him with some decency and respect. Your word choice is unacceptable. You clearly do not like him. You want him back for some other reason. As if she was shutting down any possible objections I could have before I even raised them. No, you can have all the objections. You could straight up say, nah, I ain't doing this. Supervision, huh? What would have happened if I had refused to come back? You do not have that kind of freedom, nor does the Arima family have any right to deny the main family. Both you and I were raised by the Tono family. You have a duty to this family until you come of age, at the very least. No, he does not! Oh, God, woo! Fuck no. Makihisa used to say the same thing. Parents are responsible for raising their children and preparing them for society. Just like any good business, a family can't be sending defective products to the market. It would only serve to harm their good name and degrade society as a whole. An individual unwilling to remove such a product has no right to be a parent. And a child unable to bear the responsibilities given unto them has no place in the family. Makihisa Tono spoke of this many times to Akiha and I, almost like it was more for him than us. It absolutely was for him. Dad did always say that. So, that's why you had me come back then, to recall. She cuts me off without any consideration for her poor brother, disowned by his narrow-minded father. You are the oldest son of the Tono family, regardless of the circumstances. Do I need any other reason? Just another day of cleaning up loose ends from the head of the Tono family. I'm glad you understand. I'm sure I don't need to point it out, but as the head of the family, my word is final. You may be my older brother, but your position is beneath mine in this house. And he has the choice to be here in this house. Shiki, I respect you as my brother, but as the master of this house, I must also treat you as an asset. I would ask that you forget the past 7 years and obey the will of the family. Oh! You have earned the shit list. You have earned the shit list. Woo! You are going to be a problem, this story. I have got choice words for you. Akiha speaks without emotion. This is a command from the head of the house rather than my sibling. It carries an air of cold detachment. But... Sure, that makes it easy to understand. Thank you for being clear. This is the natural way of things. There is no reason for me to be offended. Do you truly understand what I am saying? I do believe I've just told you that my position outranks yours in this household. Oh, I know, and I have no problem with that. It's only fair given these circumstances. If anything, I appreciate that you still consider me your brother after I avoided all my responsibility for years. I'm surprised you managed to convince our relatives, though. Weren't they the ones who wanted to send me away in the first place? Indeed. But I run this family now. Any opposition was quashed immediately. You're a little dictator. You're a little dictator shit. I also warned them that any questioning of my decision would be seen as a direct challenge to my authority. I'm stunned. Even Makihisa wasn't able to ignore her relatives, but Akiha was able to persuade them. You know, if anything, she probably argued them into submission. No, she just basically said, it's my way or the highway, get the fuck over it. You got a problem with it? You can suck my left nut. This little shit! You're a little shit! I see. Akiha has grown in more ways than one, and as her brother, it's a little terrifying. Shiki, you seem distracted. Is something the matter? I'm just blown away. They really recognize you as the head of that family. Of course they do. I wouldn't have been able to bring you back here if they didn't. Let us return to the topic at hand. Starting today, you will live in the mansion, which means you will follow our rules. I hope you are prepared to act with more suitable manners from now on. I don't think that's possible, Akiha. It's too late for me to go back to acting all proper now. You will find a way. And I can walk out that front door. You are not a child. I will not listen to you complain before you even make an attempt. Unless you think you are incapable of something that I accomplished. Akiha shoots a frigid glare in my direction. It pierces through me like an icicle. There's no doubt about it. 7 years' worth of resentment is finally being blasted my way now. I understand. I'll do what I can. Do what you can. Quite an ambiguous answer. Do you think you'll be rewarded for trying? What I'm asking for is results. I'm unable to form any kind of response in the face of her ruthless assault. Very well. You have lived freely for a significant period of time. I cannot expect you to change your lifestyle immediately. I will grant you a week. You will do everything you can to mend your ways in that time. At the very least, I expect your old habits gone by the month's end. I don't think I'll be getting any more time after that. This must be how Akiha makes compromises. I assure you, this isn't asking much. You and I are the only ones living in this mansion. I assumed you would be able to relax more without the nitpicking of our relatives. I found them meddlesome enough as it was, so I had them leave. Wait a second, had them leave? Then you kicked out all our relatives out of the mansion? I didn't even realize that was possible. Yes. Please pay it no mind. They were little more than parasites leeching out the good graces of our father. I would have them leave sooner or later. As for the servants, I let most go, but I made sure to keep 2 to attend to our personal needs. Isn't this a huge problem? Won't they tear you apart at the next family meeting if you keep doing whatever you want? Oh, please. Isn't this preferable to the alternative of having the mansion crawling with people? She's definitely right about that. Are you sure about this? Even Dad couldn't go against them. Will they really let you do as you please? You're right. Father allowed himself to be pressured into sending you to the Aridama family, but I've despised our relatives since I was a child. I will not allow myself to be bullied by them. But Akiha... Come off it. You don't need to worry about me. Please focus on your own situation. I don't imagine this will be easy for you. Akiha says this curtly, forcing the conversation in another direction. I believe you understand your current circumstances, but it seems your manners still need work. Though, I suppose that's to be expected. That is why I made arrangements. If there is ever anything you are unsure about, please ask this girl here. Hisui? Akiha, without turning, calls the girl waiting at the back of the room. A girl named Hisui takes a step forward and gives a bow. It's polite, though emotionless bow. The servitude made it manifest.
Hisui is one of our housemates. She will act as your personal tenant. I presume this is acceptable?
So she's another one of the housekeepers. Wait. What? My attendant. You mean...
Yes, to be plain, she is your servant.
I don't believe it. Both Akiha and the girl look like nothing out of the ordinary has been said. Hold on just a second. Isn't this a bit much? I can take care of myself.
You will be making your own meals and doing your own laundry then?
Akiha's sure on point.
Regardless, now that you have returned to the mansion, you will obey my commands. I do not know what your life was like with the Arimas, but here you are the eldest son of the Tono family. I expect you to begin acting as such.
My gaze wanders over to the girl clad in maid attire. Hisui shows little emotion on her face. She looks like a doll as she returns my gaze.
Now, Hisui, please escort my brother to his room. This boy is nothing more than a lost kitten that doesn't know the right from left. We wouldn't want him losing his way in this big mansion. Of course, Mistress Akiha.
Hisui bows to Akiha and walks towards me quietly. She looks towards me, but her gaze is fixed in a way that ensures our eyes don't meet. Her steps are measured, but far from slow. I could tell she's done this for a long time.
Oh, and Shiki, you may be the eldest, but there are places in this mansion where you are not welcome. Do be careful. Hisui has already been ordered to protect you, so please be sure to heed her advice.
Protect me? Do you mean don't you mean monitor me?
I will relieve Hisui of this duty if you prove to be capable of conducting yourself properly. Until dinner, then.
Akiha must be busy if she can't spare any more time than this.
I will show you. I will show you to your room, Master Shiki.
Hisui moves towards the door, paying my obvious confusion no mind. I sigh as I leave the office. I hope I have to deal with her as little as possible. We make our way back out onto the second floor lobby. The lobby splits the Tono mansion into two wings. It's like a giant bird in flight, extending its wings far in both directions. Each wing is roughly the size of the small hospital. I vaguely recall that building is symmetrical, with the same number of rooms on both sides.
Your room is this way, Master Shiki?
Instead of descending the stairs, Hisui continues along the walkway overlooking the lobby towards the west wing. I guess that means my room is on the second floor of the west wing. The sun has already set outside. Blue carpets line the hallway, extending in either direction. The uniform white walls bring a castle to mind. The maid walks down the hall, lit by warm orange lights. It's something out of a fairy tale. No filter between brain and mouth here.
Is there anything I can help you with, Master Shiki?
No, I was just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. Hisui gives a slight bow after glancing at me, continuing walking away. I don't know what to say. And that's not the first time since returning to the mansion. Floors made the expensive teak wood, a ceiling that must be at least 3 meters high. I think I can see the sunroom further down the hall. The room Hisui shows me isn't where you'd expect a high schooler to live. This room is for me?
Yes, though I can show you to another room if this isn't to your liking.
No, there's no problem with it all. Just, it's way too fancy for me.
Master Shiki.
Never mind, it's nothing. I'd be glad to have this room.
Understood. Nothing has been changed since you stayed here, so I trust you will find it to your liking.
Does that mean Can I ask you a question? Is this the room I used to live in? So I have heard. Am I mistaken? Hisui tilts her head slightly. I feel a little better, so she isn't completely devoid of emotion. Now that you mention it, you're right. It does look familiar somehow. This doesn't feel like my room at all, but I guess that's what happens when you've been gone for 7 years. It's just gonna take some adjusting. This morning my room was barely big enough for a bed and desk, and now it's a room out of a luxury hotel. I understand how you feel, but please try to grow accustomed to your situation. You're the eldest son of the Tono family from today. Yeah, I guess I'll do my best not to become a laughingstock at least. I set my bag on the desk and stretch. I'm still a bit overwhelmed by everything, but I don't have much choice other than to just get used to it. At the very least, I need to be comfortable enough to relax in my own space. Your belongings arrived last night, and I took the liberty of bringing them here. Is everything accounted for? As far as I can tell, yeah. Oh, was there something I'm not allowed to have? No, there was just a little to speak of. I thought something might have been misplaced. Please let me know if there's anything you require, as I would be happy to procure it for you. Gotcha. I think I'm okay for now. I don't have much stuff in the first place. All I really need is that bag, my glasses, and... The only thing in my bag are my textbooks and a white ribbon I've kept for a long time. Anyways, you don't need to worry about my stuff. This room by itself is more than enough for me. Understood. I will call for you in 1 hour then. In an hour? For dinner, you mean? Yes. Please feel free to relax until then. Hisui says, devoid of emotion, as she seems to be her usual. But now my problem is how to kill an hour. It's just past 6. If it were yesterday, I would just play with my phone and watch some TV in the living room, but I can't see the mansion having a place for people to get together and wind down. Hisui, can I ask you a stupid question? Does the mansion have internet or a TV? Internet or TV? Hisui narrows her eyes ever so slightly. Even asking the question gives me a headache. Asking about modern luxuries in a decadent, old-fashioned mansion like this seems wrong. And somehow it feels like the most appropriate question. The girl doesn't strike me as somebody who has those. Exactly. This girl's answering my question for my thoughts for me. She puts it in words better than I can. I don't believe either are available in the parlor. There's a recreation room in the west wing, but it's currently locked. Our guests that left us recently had items for personal use, but they were asked to take their things with them. Do you mean the relatives Aki had chased out? Actually, who was here, and how long do they stay? The eldest, Kugamine, and his family stayed in the third room on the west wing's 4th floor. The third daughter of the Tozaki family and her fiancé stayed in the corner room of the west wing's 2nd floor. The eldest son of the Kishima family stayed in the first room of the east wing's 1st floor. They all stayed with us for 3 years. Lastly, I was told that Master Makihisa's personal physician was also staying in the mansion. 3 whole years. That sounds more like freeloading than being a guest, don't you think? Fuck! This dude's ready to throw shade. Hisui doesn't answer. Her position as a housemaid must prevent her from voicing her personal opinions about the guests. And you can make her. I kinda want to know her thoughts. Regardless, if they've taken all their belongings with them, I can't expect to find anything I can use. Makihisa hated any kind of modern convenience, so I can't imagine he would have allowed them access to internet or TV. Akiha must have taken after her father. Well, now that... Not like I'll die without them or anything. If nothing else, I still have my phone. I take it out of my pocket and check the time. It's silly to think I was actually worried I might not get service here. It may not be much, but I'm relieved to have at least some way of connecting to the internet. I expect to be stuck without one, considering how out of the world this place is. Meanwhile, Hisui is silent. I don't know if it's just her trying to be professional, but Hisui doesn't speak unless it's necessary or she's asked something. Not being used to have a personal attendant, it's a little unnerving. I'd like to try to make her smile somehow, but it's not going to be easy. I think I remember a library on the first floor of the West Wing. I'll have to make use of it when I find some time. Hisui doesn't respond. She's looking at my direction, but her eyes are fixed on the empty space next to me rather like a cat. Hisui says nothing, until she suddenly returns her gaze to me. I believe my sister may have one in her room. Huh? I blurred out without meaning to. Could she mean a television? I believe I saw one in my sister's room once. Hisui says like she's recalling a memory from long ago. That's a relief, I hear. I guess not even a mansion is safe from modernization. Actually, hold on a second. Sister? Do you mean Kohaku? Yes. My sister and I are the only ones working here in the mansion. Now that I think about it, they do look a lot alike. Okay, good. I thought I was going fucking crazy. I was going fucking crazy. Hisui is so different from her cheery sister, I didn't even consider that they might be related. Huh. She does seem like she'd be into comedies. I stopped short of asking to use it, as I feel too embarrassed to go into her room. Sorry, just forget I brought it up. I need to follow the rules if I'm going to be living here, right? I don't think Akiha would ever let me live it down if I spent my first night back lounging in front of the TV. What's the worst thing she can do? What's the worst thing she can do? Send your ass back to the Arimas? Nag you? You could just leave. You have freedom. I'll act the perfect little student, someone worthy of the Tono name. This is gonna be... Oh, this girl's gonna piss me the fuck off. I'll stay in my room until dinner. Would you call me when it's time? I'm sure you have other things you need to do. Hisui nods affirmatively and puts her hand on the doorknob. The door opens with a faint squeak. Hisui leaves the room after a small bow. I dine with Akiha. Both Kohaku and Hisui are completely devoted to serving the two of us. Servants aren't allowed to dine at the same table as their masters. It goes without saying, but having grown up with the Arimas, this setup makes me uncomfortable. This is a big-ass table. Sit them down and let them eat with you, for the love of... This is completely impractical! I guess when you're wealthy like that, when you're Bill Gates rich, you can have what you want. Impracticality is kind of not important. I've also completely forgotten about the table manners. Humans have evolved the ability to remove useless pieces of information from their minds, which means any memories I had of table etiquette are long gone. Every movement I make elicits an raised eyebrow from Akiha. It's nerve-wracking. But it does spice up our mealtime. To be honest, the idea that I'll be doing this every day from now on is disheartening. Dinner ends in silence. I was so desperate to remember my table manners, I wasn't even able to come up with any small talk. Akiha seemed displeased the entire time. Hisui and Kohaku have just finished taking away our plates when the reckoning comes.
It seems as thorough re-education is in order after all.
Oh, I'm so... Every word that comes out of your mouth is just some pompous, overprivileged words. Even your all right there, your after all, just comes across as pompous. She says plainly. Don't fucking plainly me. It's very clear, overprivileged. You are not better than us. The cold, cruel comment reverberates around the dining room. For who? And what kind?
You, to enforce proper behavior, of course.
I knew it. So that's what she was thinking about while raising her eyebrows at me. So, what does that mean?
First, we will be implementing some lifestyle changes. Your curfew will be at 8 p.m. and there will be no going outside at night.
I have a fucking curfew? At 8 p.m.? Nah, bitch. Nah! Hell nah!
You will obtain permission from me, Kohaku, or Hisui before leaving the mansion for any reason.
Everything about this girl would just make me walk straight out the door. Just, bye. Bye, Felicia. An 8 p.m. curfew? How old does she think I am? More importantly, I need permission just to leave? Bitch, at school! Wait, back up.
I will draft a study regimen for your weekends. According to the reports I have received, your grades are as average can be.
Average is great.
I swear, the only thing you're good at is slacking off.
I need to throw hands. I need to throw hands with this girl. Just give me 5 minutes to teach this girl how to properly act like a decent human being. Rude. I give everything my all.
As long as you reside in this mansion, you will take these things seriously. You are capable regardless of your condition. I'm sure you have no issue reaching the top 3 of your class.
What's the worst this girl can do to me? What is the worst? My sister is painfully overestimating me. And it's scary how much she knows about my grades. Of course she knows your grades! Of course she knows your grades! Oh.
Let us continue these lessons once you're more settled in. Now then, please take it out, Shiki.
What? What does she mean by it?
What else could I be referring to? The degenerate thing young people keep hidden in their pants.
That is a very long list. I'm assuming the phone? But I'm also praying it's just the phone. I'm telling you to take it out already. Whoa. What the hell are you saying? Is this really what your upper class is about? You think you can just do whatever you want to us normal folks?
What? I'm telling you to show me your mobile device. You have one, don't you?
Fine. I take out my phone from my back pocket. As soon as I place it on the table, Hisui wordlessly takes the phone and gives it to Akiha.
I will be confiscating this.
A growing young student like yourself has no use for it. He has every use for it. His family is in another town. And you out here... I'm going to... I want 5 minutes with this girl. Just give me 5 fucking minutes.
You may use the phone in the lobby if you need to contact someone. If you wish to research something, you are welcome to use the library. Akiha cuts our one-sided conversation short and leaves the dining room. I find myself stunned into silence for the nth time today. I was never super attached to my phone. I mostly used it for texting and to check the news when I had some free time, though, like most people, I consider it a basic necessity. It's another reminder of how strict the Tono household really is. I mean, banning phones in this day and age? I mean, at your age, sure. You probably need a phone. I return to my room now that dinner is finished. It's just past 9:30. I spent about 2 hours in the dining room in the end. Welcome back, Master Shiki. I took the liberty of preparing your bed. Hisui greets me as soon as I enter my bedroom. I see my bed waiting for me, neatly made. She was a step ahead of me, it seems. Thank you. I've prepared pajamas as well, so please change into them at your leisure. Any clothing you've worn for the day can be placed in the basket over there. If you could leave it out in the hall when you are finished, that would be most appreciated. A wicker basket is placed at the foot of the bed. If you do laundry every day, that is the biggest waste of water and soap. I'm assuming Akiha doesn't care. I assume if I put my dirty clothes in here and place it in the hallway, then Hisui will clean them up for me. This is starting to feel even more like some upscale hotel. Do you have any questions? Hisui stands there as still as a statue. I have plenty of questions, but it dawns on me that I know very little about Hisui or Kohaku. Can I ask you something completely off topic? Of course. What is it? I'd like to know more about the work you and Kohaku do here, if you don't mind. My sister is assigned to take care of Mistress Akiha. While I will be attending to your needs, Master Shiki, we make sure everything in the mansion is in order while you two are away. Is there anything else? Attending to my needs, so it is like that. My shoulders feel heavy. Akiha explained everything like it went without saying, but I'm just a normal high school student. I don't have much interest in being waited on hand and foot by a girl my own age. Does that mean you are my personal housekeeper? Yes. Please do not hesitate to call me if there is anything you require. Hisui bows deeply. My chest tightens with guilt. Understood. Based on what Akiha said, I'm sure she doesn't want you to leave me alone. And I can't just ask you to stop, so I'll accept your help, but... Do you have a special request of some kind? Why does this sound so lewd? It's nothing big, really. I just can't get into being called master. I'm no one special, and if I'm being honest, it makes me feel out of place. It's like someone's got me by the collar. But you are my master, Master Shiki. You say that, but I was just a normal person until today. Being called master by a girl my age, just for coming back home, is a little much for me. Hisui seems nonplussed. You can just call me Shiki. No need for that formal stuff. And I'll call you Hisui. Hisui, though otherwise expressionless, lowers her eyebrows and bites her lip. Man, I wanted to make things easier for her, but it looks like I may have had the opposite effects. But you are my master. I'm not the one hiring you, right? Excuse my frankness, but the circumstances remain the same. I am employed by the Tono family. Whether I am assigned to the head of the family or another member, that does not change how I must address you. I ask that you consider me your humble servant. To do otherwise would be to disregard my place in this manner. Please understand. Hard to argue against that. I have no rebuttal. Her answer really does fit that of a manor servant. Oh well. I should be the one thanking you for everything you do.
Arguing would only serve to trouble her further. I'll refrain from voicing my own opinions on the matter for now. So, I'll call you Hisui then.
Yes, please.
Her please has a bit of punch to it. Okay, I'll make sure to do that. But I'd appreciate it if you avoid being too formal with me, if you could. Tell Kohaku that as well. That would be great.
Of course. Whatever you say, Master Shiki.
Hisui lowers her head gracefully. Alright. Looks like we've got a long ways to go until we can talk casually. Hisui leaves the room after bowing. The moment I'm alone, a wave of exhaustion crashes over me. A lot happened today. My body is crying out for some much-needed rest. I turn out the light and lie on the bed. I can tell I'll sleep like a rock. I try to fight against the sleep creeping in. I'm somehow able to keep my eyes open, but it's a losing battle. No matter how hard I fight, I fall deeper. That's just how the human body is built. I stare at the ceiling, still in the space between consciousness and sleep. Back after 7 years, seeing family again, it still feels like someone else's house. But you're home now. I trying to accept everything. My consciousness slips away as I sink into a deeper slumber. A mansion on a high hill, far away from the bustling of the town, like an island surrounded by the sea of trees. I come to the conclusion, the instant my eyes are closed, it's like a prison. You are in prison! You are in prison. I'm sorry to tell you this. I wake suddenly. Nobody woke me, nor did I hear a sound. It just happened, seemingly for no reason. I wonder how long it's been since I woke up in the middle of the night. I get up feeling like I've forgotten something. A shiver of unease creeps over me as I exit my room. I start down the hall in search of a glass of water to slake my thirst. The long moonlit hallway lies before me. The night is totally silent. This all feels so familiar. Must have done exactly this when I was younger. I find myself wandering through the stairs aimlessly, yet not. Please don't bring the dolls back. Please don't bring the dolls back. There was a hidden section of the mansion. The stairs connect not only to the first and second floor, but also to the attic by the way of a secret passage. It seems even the people living here have long forgotten this place. The room once used for storage shows no trace of anyone having used it in years. Despite being midway through October, it's unreasonably cold tonight. I rummage through the room, hoping to find a blanket. An old cabinet catches my eye. I open the drawer. I find some odds and ends, but little of note. There's nothing worthwhile in the drawers. Even the giant chest I open has only a few scattered stones inside. A badge, a few trinkets, a pair of binoculars, all things a child might collect. Among them, a single thing stands out, different from everything else. Stained bandages sealed in clear plastic case. They're rolled up neatly, but so old that they could never be used. There's nothing here. I shut the drawer and start back to my room. Upon exiting the room, I realize my cheeks are wet. I wonder, could I have used this place when I was a child? Yes. All right. We're going to end there. So... I want to go to the title screen, please. Gallery. Music player. Oh, there's multiple endings to this. Movie. Flowchart. Huh. Alright. Alrighty, everybody. This one's going to be a different trip, so. Have a good night. We will be back Saturday. Am I back Saturday? I think I'm done Saturday. I don't think I got anything Saturday. I think we're finally got a Saturday off. So, nighty-night.